Welcome to House of Decline. This is a very special episode. I'm your host, Steven, and as always, we have Alex with us.
Hi!
And just before we get started, I want to remind everyone to go to patreon.com/House of Decline and check out what we offer there. We got a lot of cool stuff. But I want to get right in with no delay because we have a extremely special guest that I'm excited about, coming all the way from UK via video link. Of course, we have the one and only Jim E. Brown in the studio.
Woo!
Oh,
Jimmy
hello.
Brown.
I'm Jimmy Brown. I'm here.
All right, it's great. Have you heard our show before? Do you know anything about our show, Jimmy Brown?
I seen your Twitter with the doodles and some of the humor to it, but I haven't heard the show.
You're in for a rip-roaring time because we ask a lot of questions, and we do a lot of quips, we do a lot of banter, and you're a guy who's known for that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're I think most well known in the United States for the banter that you do at the shows. I watched some live performances. It's amazing. I think we're going to link to them in the description, so go check those links for YouTube videos. But you just finished your first American tour. Is that correct?
Right. 5 shows in Philadelphia, all of them in Philly. Over the course of about 6 months, and it was banging. Like you was talking about the banter, but really it's all the same. I say the same thing every time. I have no ability to improvise or really think thoughts. It's very coordinated and structured, and it goes through quite an editing process with I hire people on websites like Fiverr to kind of write my stuff, and if I like it, I use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any reason why you chose Philly to do it for 5 times in a row?
Well, have you read my autobiography?
I have not your full autobiography. Is that available somewhere?
It's on Amazon CO UK. It's called Brown on Brown. I'll send you a copy.
Amazing.
Yeah, we haven't read that. I just know the short bio from your Bandcamp.
Right, which just explains my birthday is the day before September 11th, September 10th.
But yeah, a big day in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Right, well, it's a big day everywhere, isn't it?
Right, everyone gets ready to remember,
Kind of. I didn't.
Yeah. Have you not had September 10th celebrations? Get ready to remember, they say.
Just my birthday. That's really it.
Oh, okay. In the UK, you probably do the train attacks. The train attacks are the holiday that you celebrate.
Yeah.
Right.
We had an episode where we were acting like we did on September 12th, 2001, and mostly it was just like saying like you're a Jew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were like in 2001 when we were 11.
Yeah, South Park really warped our minds. Did you get South Park there in the UK, Jim?
Oh, South Park with the little children being foul.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I find it a bit in poor taste, isn't it? All the feces and vomit. It's not necessary, is it?
No. Do you think it was necessary? Because a lot of people have said the South Parkification of culture has warped our minds. Do you think South Park has warped the minds of a generation?
I don't know, if I'm honest, because I've never really seen the full show. I've kind of seen little bits and squiggles of, puke and feces, like I said.
Right.
And then these children saying nasties and stuff, and that's about it. But if I'm honest, it seems quite real to reality. I don't think that they've influenced much. I think they took their influence from what's going on around them.
Wow, yeah.
So you've returned to the UK now, is that correct?
No, I'm in Philadelphia.
You're still in Philadelphia, beautiful Philly.
I thought you had returned. Because you're due soon to go on Top of the Pops, I believe. That's coming up.
That would be nice, and I'd appreciate the sentiment, but no, stuck here, no money, writing blog posts about sex dolls, prostate massagers, and male vibrators. Just
What's a male vibrator?
A male vibrator, yeah.
I learned all about it right in this blog post for a bloke called Fabio. He hired me on a website called Upwork. He paid me 1p a word. So I write a whole blog post to 2,500 words. I might make, £25 or so. But a male vibrator could be many things. It could be something you put on your glands or on your your testicles or on your shaft. If you're getting fucked in the ass, your partner could kind of vibrate your testicles or your penis as he fucks you, so he doesn't have to coordinate and stroke simultaneously. It could also be a simple egg that you stick up your anus.
Right, okay. But what about it makes it male? Is it just that it's marketed towards men? Because that just sounds like a regular vibrator.
I think some of them have a little thing hold the shaft and kind of wiggles about like this.
Oh,
are we talking
okay,
like it's like a quail egg or a chicken egg?
Oh, I think a chicken egg, really.
Chicken egg.
The Tenga egg.
The Tenga egg, a famous sexual implement, and it's the Japanese designed it, so it's cute.
Yeah.
So really, yeah.
And actually, that's not even a vibrator. I think that's just a fuckable egg.
Yeah, you can fuck that egg. Yeah, you can wrap it around your penis there. Because that's like cutting out the middleman. Because the sperm's getting to the egg anyway. So, egg fleshlight. That's what you want.
Have you ever used a Tenga egg?
I haven't used it. I've always been curious because it seems like. Okay, do you remember those things that you would get in dollar stores and they were sort of wiggly and you would slosh them around? And like as a kid, like I stopped buying those after age 8. But, thank God, because I would have definitely used them to masturbate with,
I used an Xbox controller once.
To masturbate?
Yeah, because it vibrated. So
Right,
I was
it
playing
vibrated,
Halo, and the Warthog in Halo?
Yeah.
It's the car. I
Warthog,
made
yeah.
it so the car was like half on, half off the ground, and the controller would just vibrate constantly. So I just stuck that on my sack and had a great time. This was right around September 11th, actually. This is funny.
Did you ever stick it in your sphincter and try to reach your prostate, a walnut-sized gland?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, I didn't get that far.
Because
with the
Well, the
Xbox.
original Xbox controller.
Right.
Then game controllers do have that contour that would be maybe ergonomic for reaching the
You're
prostate.
right. The P-spot, as they call it.
Or G-spot. P-spot, yeah, right.
The P-spot, a variation on the familiar term. So you're doing a lot of Upwork. You're doing a lot of sexual blog posts. Is that your day job?
Yeah, I make about £25 a day, living on a
25.
budget, as they say.
Yeah. Where in Philly you at?
I can't really reveal that, can I?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
We don't want to dox you here.
The fans would just descend upon you.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'd be like Hard Day's Night.
Is it?
Right.
Are you embarrassed at all by like the lunacy that you cause your fans to just scream and throw their bras and their jock straps at you?
Yeah.
It's all in the name of fun. Everyone's just having a good time, Recently, one thing we've been doing in the program is do a cover of one of my favorite love songs, "Loving You" by Minnie Riperton.
Beautiful. Written about Maya Rudolph, the infant Maya Rudolph.
Right. And we do that. We let the crowd participate a bit, so everyone's a part of it. We do, la 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 la
La la la.
do 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 do, and then your turn.
Yeah. All right. She hits that high note, which was also a plot point in South Park at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Jimmy Brown and South Park, have a lot in common, like because you have a lot of mothers condemning you, right?
Condemnation. it's conflicted. If you buy my autobiography, you'll learn a bit more about my mum and her relationship with Mr. Smothfeld. I have a whole discography of songs about my relationship with my mother that have not been released yet.
Wow. Is that going to come out soon?
No, never. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Could you give us a sample? Do you have anything off the top of your head in this hidden album about your mother?
I got one piece that maybe I'll put it on the next record. It's called Mother's Mouth. It goes, Mother's mouth, Mother's mouth. All the things that go in and out her mouth. Mother's mouth has sucked on Daddy's dick. And probably other ones before I was a kid. Mother's mouth is the window to her soul. It screamed aloud the day that I came out her hole. Something like that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Gripping.
And so fitting for today being Mother's Day.
In the United States, yeah.
Is it different?
What is it in the UK?
Yeah, it's a different day.
It's a different day, yeah. I'll look it up on this computer.
Is it a bank holiday?
Yeah. Sunday, March 19th, 2023 was Mother's Day.
Oh, my. Oh, my. That's a very... I feel like you don't want Mother's Day right at the end of winter there.
Well... Every day is Mother's Day to me. I don't differentiate really, do I?
You're right.
That's
right.
sweet.
What did you fellows do for Mother's Day?
I have 7 mothers, and I had to get each of them a card, and I have to personalize it, and I have to, draw upon our past. And so, remember that time we went to Sean World? Sean World is a local amusement park in Canada. It's Sean themed.
Are you
not the sheep, but not like the thing, but just about guys named Sean. It's a theme park about guys named Sean. And so
Canadian?
I am Canadian. I'm a Commonwealth. Fellow.
From which province do you hail?
from the great beautiful province of Ontario. Yours to discover.
I really aim to get to Nunavut.
Oh, yeah. What do you know about Nunavut?
I just have read so much about Iqaluit and what a lovely town it is. They got fresh, cold, dead seal. You can eat the blubber. You can eat the liver from the raw. And, I think the dining is probably good. The temperature is just up my alley. It's right up my street. I just don't really care for the warm weather of the... whatever hemisphere we're in. I prefer that Arctic kind of temperature.
Yeah. That I believe that's you're talking about the top hemisphere of the 4 hemispheres on Earth. You're talking about the top hemisphere.
There's top and bottom. What are the other 2?
The other 2 are
gay and straight.
Gay and straight. Yeah.
Okay.
We're in the gay hemisphere right now. We're in the gay hemisphere. That's where Philly is, the gayest hemisphere around.
Oh, really?
How did you find Philly? How did you find?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, if you check out my book, like I said, I'm a big fan of something you can't get in the UK. It's called canned bread. We would call it tinned bread in the UK, but they call it canned bread in the US.
Right. Yeah.
It's only one factory in the whole United States that makes it, and it's in somewhere in New England. So I come over to check out the bread factory, and while I was checking it out, this novel virus started spreading around the globe, and then they shut everything down. I said, well, might as well stay here, fuck off here a bit, because Mum and Smallfeld were kind of inhabiting her flat in a kind of uncomfortable kind of way, you know? So I just said, fuck it.
I saw from one of your videos that you did get a Moderna injection, but then you got a complete blood transfusion to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys are on Twitter a lot, and I am too, and I read a lot about these vaccines on Twitter, and I did get the vaccine because I do suffer from various degenerative conditions and alcoholism, and doctors did recommend it, but I think they're all paid off, and I got a blood transfusion to have the vaccine removed. but I retained my vaccine card so I could still enter pubs and restaurants.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you do to live in this modern society.
Right.
That's modern. There's a link there. I think that's obvious to anybody that listens to the song.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs, maybe we can listen to one of your songs and talk about it a little bit. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
I really like the song called "I Don't Want a Boneless Woman," and hopefully we can find out why from you after we listen to it. But I'm going to put it on right now.
For me, it's like a chicken thigh. She got to have bones on the inside. You don't want her to be skinless, then she'd be just flesh. A woman with skin, that's the best. I don't want no boneless woman. I don't want a boneless woman. I want a woman with bones. I want a woman with bones. I do not want a skinless woman. That's like ice cream without cone. That's like ice cream without cone. A woman for me has got to have a face. If she has no nose or mouth, that's a disgrace. A woman without eyes and without lips, that's like a plate of fish without chips. I don't want no boneless woman. I don't want a boneless woman. I need a woman with bones. I need bones.
I think that's just a really good statement on love. What inspired you to write that song?
Yeah.
Well, lots of the chicken shacks here in the US have these chicken fingers, boneless chicken. Really, I do prefer the bones of chicken, and I thought, same is really true of humans, isn't it? If you want to be with a person, you wouldn't want a bubbling ball of flesh, right? You'd want
Yeah.
bit of structure there. Same with these sex dolls I've been writing about. You want the steel skeleton underneath so you can pose them in any position you want. It would be disgusting if they were just a flopping.
Yeah, if they were flopping around like Clayface, like the Batman villain Clayface. You wouldn't want that.
Precisely. Now, my addendum to that is that in addition to loving eating chicken with bones, I do chew on the bones after I finish my chicken. But
right.
I've recently discovered that there is danger in that because shards of a bone can come out in your fecal matter, which did happen to me. I felt a sharp pain in my sphincter.
Right, yeah.
And bloodied toilet paper mixed with fecal matter. And I found a triangular bone which had made its way through a triangular bone fragment.
It's a really bad fragment. You wouldn't want a crescent fragment. You wouldn't want a stiletto fragment. There's a lot of bone fragments they can get at you.
Right. So I did make a song about that for my next album.
Okay.
It's called "Don't Chew on Chicken Bones; They Can Come Out in Your Faces."
Yeah. And you spell it
Faeces. Faces.
Yeah, of course. The proper spelling. So a lyric in Boneless Girls, you talk about a plate of fish without the chips. Is that something that strikes terror into you?
Not to me specifically, but I could see my fellow countrymen being shocked and astounded, by one being absent from the other, really.
Right. If there was just a plate of deep fried halibut, People would be wondering, where are the chips? You know, this is barren.
Right.
You know, not unlike a boneless woman. But as a sex blogger too, you know that a lot of people are into slime people. They like people that are boneless women.
I don't know about that. Tell me about it.
It's a common fetish where people are really attracted to the idea of something that's shaped like a woman or a man, depending on their sexual preference. And but it's just completely goo. You know, I think it's something that also Venom, the movie character Venom, makes us talk about. There's a boneless woman in that movie played by Michelle Williams, and everyone wanted her to goop on them. So what do you think of these goop characters? You know, would you want them?
Well, it sounds precisely the opposite of what I wrote about, but I'm very open-minded, so I don't stand by anything I've ever said. So yeah, I'd try it.
Okay.
So I do want a boneless woman.
You do want a boneless woman.
It's just a song, right? It's not really.
Yeah, right. It's not about so you wouldn't consider yourself like a Woody Guthrie type, like a This Machine Kills Fascists type?
Like a politics person.
Yeah. Are you a politics person?
No, not really. I don't really know much, do I? I just know the COVID vaccine is poison. I got a blood transfusion. My politics begins there and ends there.
Right. That's all you. That's really the primary thing you got to care about is your goo. You know,
right.
Is your bones. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of British pop stars have a reputation for bringing along a new hairstyle when they come to America. Is there like a new hairstyle that you have in mind?
You know, I don't know really. I just, I'm always fantasizing about getting chemotherapy and just kind of getting it all, you know, plopped off.
Absolutely.
And the little patches.
And you lose your eyebrows too.
Yeah, could be nice.
It is.
Sid
It's
Barrett.
just another thing to worry about, isn't it? It just kind of gets in the way of your eyes and smells bad. So it's just, fuck it, get rid of it.
Would you consider, like, why haven't you shaved your head yet? As sentimentality, or?
It's just the social stigma really behind baldness is, you know, I walk down the street, even myself, I see a bald person and I say, how did that poor bloke become so ugly? How did that happen? So I need to just really, society and me need to, you know, erase this kind of bias so that I can live in a more free way.
Yeah. I think we can all agree that there's a lot of prejudice against the bald community,
Right.
And something that we have to fix in our own hearts.
Right.
Do you have any? So I've noticed that your music is very synth heavy. Do you have any synth inspirations, as we call them here?
Well, I laid it out actually for some friends recently who have a little radio show. No one listens to it, kind of like your program here.
Oh yeah.
And it's you know, the three primary things are Kraftwerk, Fish, and Coldplay.
Right. Yeah. That's a great. I'm writing those down because I've never heard those in combination before, but they're making a lot of sense. So let's tackle them one by one. So Kraftwerk. You love Kraftwerk.
Old German guys kind of write funny songs about like, oh, the guy's riding his bike down the street. That wasn't the exact words they used, but it was something like bicycling down the way, you know?
Yeah.
Or like they had a song, the robot man.
Yeah.
That wasn't the exact words, but that was kind of the essence of it.
Yeah,
Aren't you worried that if you tell people that you listen to Kraftwerk, they'll think you're some kind of sexual freak?
Why is that?
Well, the Germans just have this reputation, I think everyone knows about, you know, being
the Jerrys.
scat fetishists into their poop. They like their poop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not closed-minded about that, am I?
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's good.
But Germans also have a reputation for kind of murdering Jews in mass.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're Nazis. You know,
Well, the
at
first
one
thing
point
I
they
think
became
of
Nazis.
is the poo.
Yeah.
That's what comes to my mind.
Well, I don't know, because Kraftwerk kind of came in the middle, didn't it? Because first there was World War II and the massacres of all the people, fascism, right? And then Kraftwerk come along, and then I think maybe some of the poopy stuff come.
The scat fetishism,
I don't know which side of the historical equation they're really more associated with.
Okay.
I would like to think that Kraftwerk is more associated with the scat fetishists than with the Nazis. You know, because the Nazis, scat fetishists get a little dirty. The Nazis, they got really dirty. You know, they got really. Those were some dirty guys.
But
Dirty
with the
boys.
cleanliness and the outfits, I could really see that being kind of more of a Nazi kind of thing, right? And that's
Yeah. That is true. That is true. And you know the highly regimented nature of the music as well.
Right.
You know,
It's like bum 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 bum.
Yeah. And when I think about it, robots don't shit. You know, the man machine doesn't poop. You know, so what does that say? What does that say about which side of the cultural history they're on?
But it could be a kind of Machiavellian attempt to distance themselves from being associated with those guys could never be into that. They would do robot stuff. They're not into poop.
Yeah.
So
No German would think, oh, robots, you know, I automatically associate that with Scheiße, you know. They're doing the double bluff there. So which makes me respect them even more, frankly.
They're very cunning, you know? Very cunning and crafty.
Yes.
The Germans, that is.
The Germans, yes.
Which, you know, it kind of makes sense why they would take that stereotype and then place it upon the Jews when it's really describing their own flaws.
The lady doth protest too much by your countryman, Bill Shakespeare. Jimmy Brown. Do you have any opinions on Bill Shakespeare?
I haven't read much of his work, to be honest, but I do fancy myself a poet, so eventually I'll get round to it. I do fear reading other poets may corrupt the purity of my work, so tend to stay away.
But you will engage with the poetry of Chris Martin.
The bloke from Coldplay.
The bloke from Coldplay, yes.
Yeah. Well, I listen to his music, and it's beautiful, yeah.
What song particularly resonates with you?
I used to rule the world. That one.
Right, yeah. He did used to rule the world. Is that Viva La Vida? I don't know. I don't know Coldplay that much.
I think it is called that, and I really do respect that. Maybe I will incorporate that into some of my future work, the idea of putting the lyrics to be something like, I used to rule the world, but then have the title be Viva Vida Loca. Right. So have a different title in the song to what you're singing in the words, trip people up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. People won't. They'll be waiting for the whole song for the title to drop.
Right.
Just doesn't come. You know.
Is he referring to the history of the British Empire in that song?
I think I don't know.
Places like India and Bangladesh where Great Britain ruled.
Right. Imperialism.
Right.
Yeah, colonialism. Yeah. Or I think, as they called it, Coldplayonialism.
Yeah, that's very astute.
Yeah.
Coldplayonialism. Okay.
Coldplayonialism is what it's the academic
that might be
name
a
for
good
it.
title for the episode.
Coldplayonialism? I think so. They practiced it in India, lights will guide. And that song is about the partition of India and Pakistan.
Yeah, and I feel so yellow is like when Winston Churchill starved everyone in Bangladesh.
Yeah, exactly. They
felt
yeah.
Yellow.
They got jaundiced, Mm-hmm. It was all yellow. And I think you hit upon that subtext in your songs, Jim. The horror of the British Isles,
How so?
Just in your own life, as and lamenting your own alcoholism. I feel that's like a common subject for the British Islanders.
I noticed it particularly in the next track I want to play, which I thought was a really poignant critique of colonialism, which is the track "I Can't Be Your Daddy, Baby." And I thought maybe the subject, you, are England, and you can't be the dad of the rest of the world anymore. So if it's okay, I'm gonna put that one on, just the first few bars, because It really is one of my favorite tracks on the album. This is I Can't Be Your Daddy Baby.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I really like that track.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I think, we're all, we all frame objects and the world that surrounds us in the eyes of our daddies. Jim, what's your relationship with your daddy like?
Oh, my daddy was a male model.
Oh.
And the only problem was he suffered from pus-filled sores covering his face. So it was a bit contradictory to his kind of profession, but he was a beautiful man. And, he... it's a long story, but basically he was a male model, beautiful bloke, and he got pus-filled sores on his face when he took Ambien, which he didn't much take. But I spiked his, morning coffee with Ambien a few times just to get him off to bed so I could get off on my booze and beer and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I kind of provoked some pus-filled sores, and it led to his death. Really,
that's no good. So that's like a reaction that can happen to Ambien.
I think so. Yeah, the bubbles on your face, and then the pus starts, spilling out.
And
I believe that's what happened to Chris Cornell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why
Lots
he killed
of
himself.
rock musicians. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of rock musicians on Ambien are going the way of the dodo.
But when a rock musician dies, it kind of just opens it up for a new one to take his place,
Right.
So,
People
silver
are very
linings.
sad about. Right. And there's always a line of guys with long hair ready to just rock out. So there's no shortage. Taylor Hawkins was irreplaceable, but he can be replaced.
Yeah, exactly. We can all be replaced. Speaking of people who are irreplaceable, though, people who are truly irreplaceable, you said that your third biggest influence was Fish.
Right. PHISH, not
Yes.
like the animal that you eat and grind up into tuna butter.
Into paste, into
That's
tuna butter.
very cool because in our Discord, which anyone can join, Dr. Dan posts fish updates every time there's a fish show in our music channel. So if you join our Discord, Dr. Dan will give you a fish update. What do you like about fish?
It's kind of like how they just keep going and going, and you can just kind of fuck off. You don't really have to like it or pay attention. You can just kind of
It's like a
put
it's
it
like
on
a
and
baseball
walk away.
game.
When you come back, it's still kind of going.
Yeah, like a sports bar or a sports pub, as you call them.
Right. And I've been a big fish fan my whole life. They're not very popular in the United Kingdom, believe it or not, and they don't come there often. But it's just a beautiful community and culture they have there, and they do lots of psychedelic drugs and all that. And I'm not really keen on that. I'm more of a drinker, just the Page McConnell when he's doodling on his boxes and keyboards and, it's lovely.
Page side, raid side. That's
And
what it's all about.
I lost my virginity while listening to Fish with Darlene.
Oh, Darlene is does she come up a lot in your works? I know your first album, Love Songs,
Right.
Probably references her a lot.
I do, yeah. And the first time I had penetrative sex with another person, there was Fish playing in the background. Mm-hmm. It was the song Wolfman's Brother.
It's burned into your memory. Everyone remembers their first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first time was after the Lego movie.
After, not during.
No, it wasn't. We weren't sucking each other's dicks during Lego movie, but it got us so fucking hyped up. Got us so goddamn hyped up, we were like, well, we're doing this now. We're doing this now. A lot of energy. A lot of energy in that movie.
In the theater?
No. I wish we were doing public I do that now. I have public you go to a screening of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you're sucking dicks, like 2-3 times. Because it's, they're long movies. That's what's good about the Batman. You have 3 hours, so you can suck like 5 dicks during the Batman movie.
Right.
And, Robert Pattinson, very beautiful. And they have very beautiful people in that movie. Like, even if you're gay, Zoe Kravitz in that movie, oh my God.
Right.
She's a beautiful lady, gets my gay energy up in the way. That's the great thing about being gay. Sometimes when you see a beautiful woman, you get gayer. Yeah.
Right.
Or when you see a movie like The Batman. Exactly. A lot of gay subtext in that. Do you feel there's any like queer subtext to your art, Jim?
Wouldn't know really. I'm not opposed to sucking on a few dicks once in a while, or
or as you call them over there, fags.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, sorry. Did I have that wrong? I thought you called dicks fags in England.
Cigarettes.
Oh, okay. I've made a terrible mistake. I'm sorry.
You've been using that wrong for a while now.
I've been calling everyone's penises fags for the longest time.
You got the biggest fag.
You got the biggest fag in the world. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Well, you didn't ask me about my first sexual experience, which... do you remember the anthrax scare? Happened right after 9/11?
Yeah.
It was during that. And I never told anyone about it because it was the guy who was sending the anthrax.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't want to rat him out, especially because he was
I
your
was
guy.
12. He was 40. And he
Age
told me if I
gap.
told anyone, he would send me anthrax. So I had to keep it quiet.
That's a pretty bad way to lose your virginity, I gotta say.
Yeah, and I think, do you remember Matchbox 20?
Yeah.
We were listening to that song, I think it's called 2 a.m. Is it 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.?
I think it's 3 a.m.
3 a.m.? It's in the a.m.
Right.
And it was right around that time that he took me out of the bag,
Right,
the burlap sack.
It matched up to the song like in a prestige TV show.
I love it when they do that.
I love it when they do it, when the lyrics of the song are what's happening on the screen. It's so good. Like, Jim, would you ever consider leasing your music out to a prestige TV show for use?
Anyone can use it. Very cheap prices too. Very cheap.
If you could be on any television show or have anyone direct you, who would it be?
Well, that's a pretty difficult question, but it does, I was very impressed with the new run of Sex and the City. The new run. It's called And Just Like That.
And Just Like That. Yeah, I saw it. It's powerful, powerful stuff.
The original Sex and the City was a bit, had a South Park kind of energy, lots of curse words and sex. The new
lots
one I really quite preferred. It was very touching, heartwarming, not as much sex, not as much grotesque humor. It was
but lots
lovely.
of the city. Lots of the city, I guess.
Lovely, yeah. Lots of city. It was lovely. It was lovely.
Yeah.
And these girls, they age so gracefully. They just look absolutely adorable.
Mm-hmm. Were you moved by Miranda's queer discovery of herself?
Oh yeah, I thought that was nice, and I really like her. I really like her partner.
Her non-binary partner Ty. I think Ty.
No, not
was their
Ty.
name? No. Steve.
No. I want to say Jay, but it's not Jay.
No, I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Che.
That's the one. Why did I think it was Ty?
Right.
I thought it was Ty.
Che was a comedian, a queer comedian, a real funny one.
She was
I was just cracking up watching that show. I was just bananas. I was cracking up.
They had really powerful stand-up comedy in that show about how you should love yourself.
Right. It was like another nice non-binary comedian I'm really big on, Hannah Gadsby from Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Nanette.
Yeah. So that really gets my goat, that Nanette. I watch that on a loop kind of to get to sleep every night. And
absolutely.
So if you were to look in my disc changer, I got Nanette, I got Fish, I got Coldplay and Kraftwerk. And that's...
Yeah. Well, there's a very Nanette quality to Jimmy Brown.
Right. Big fat guy, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but also, you hit him with you hit him up front with the comedy. You hit him up front with, we're just having a good time here.
Right.
And then you pull out the rug from under him. Look, something terrible happened to me.
Right.
And now you're laughing, and now you're jerks for it. And I think that's good.
Yeah. I love it.
That's sort of the structure. I mean, you talk a lot about the tragedy in your life.
Right. Mm-hmm. Being an obese alcoholic.
Being an obese alcoholic, theme. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have, when did you first start drinking?
Well, I'm 19 years old. Maybe the listening audience can't see me, but many people think I look a bit older than I am. Mm-hmm. So I was able to really buy alcohol at a very early age without anyone questioning my age or identity. So I've been drinking since I was about 5.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Belhaven Scottish Stout, jug of wine behind the Tesco.
That's where you do it, Don't go to the Sainsbury's, they say.
Right.
Do you have any, do you like Little Chefs as well? What are your favorite UK things,
I don't know that it's a UK thing, but it's one of my favorite things that you can get in UK, but you could get it here too, which is vodka Red Bull. Just a bit of a Red Bull mixed with vodka. And my favorite pub in the entire world is Ye Old Cock in Didsbury, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And they have an absolutely banging vodka Red Bull. So if you're ever in Didsbury, go for that vodka Red Bull because it's absolutely incredible.
Have you? So you've been around England, or at least around the Manchester area.
A little bit,
But mostly you stayed. Like, how many years of your life were you just in Manchester proper?
Well, about 18, 19 years.
Yeah, and you never really left Manchester.
Not really. I mean, I've been to the Weatherspoons in Stockton-on-Tees.
Right.
Weatherspoons are nice.
How was their vodka Red Bull?
I don't know. I was barred from that location.
Oh, you were barred? What happened?
I ordered a burger and chips, and I tasted it. It was disgusting. I was a bit sloshed. I had 6 or 7 stouts, and I flipped over my plate. And I said, "This is fucking disgusting. This is a wreck." And then they said, "You can't do that here." They barred me from it. Weatherspoons.
Do you do that at restaurants a lot? Do you sort of get upset?
When I'm fucked up, when I'm pissed, yeah. When I'm pissy, I just do whatever I please. I throw things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do you drink every day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. Are you drinking right now?
I'm drinking a coffee right now because I'm a bit hungover, but maybe I'll move on to some vodka in about 40 minutes. You know, it's 40 minutes to 5.
Be sure you don't put any Ambien in that coffee, or you might be getting pus-filled sores on your face.
Right, I learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, exactly. Your dad was a male model. Did he have a male model's physique? Like,
yeah.
Was he a Charles Atlas type?
Yeah, you know, this conflict in Eastern Europe, Volodymyr Zelensky.
Yeah,
he had kind of that kind of look, like nice little male man, you know.
Yeah, he kept it tight, you know.
Right.
But,
like little, but nice, like not fat, but he looked kind of like he could be fat, but not exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Does your father's body, you know, when you think about it and you compare it to your own, you know, obese body, you know, what comes to mind, you know?
Oh, I'm more obese than my father was because he kept it under control, but I just, you know, I don't need much to set me off. Send me to the kitchen for raisinets and curry and pies and the like.
Mm-hmm. All together.
Everything, just down the gullet it goes.
Bones and all.
Yep, down it goes.
Yeah, I think all of us here in the obesity community. Well, I want to be part of the obesity.
You don't
community.
look obese to me. What's your BMI?
It's I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm definitely overweight.
How many stones do you weigh?
I don't know the stone.
Let me do a stone. We need a stone.
I don't know the stone
converter.
I definitely am. I definitely know that my body type is like Jason Alexander as George Costanza in Seinfeld. So stocky, and I have slight budding breasts, but it hasn't gone to hold a pencil underneath the breast yet. It hasn't gone to that territory. Can you hold a pencil underneath your breast?
I'm 13.5 stone.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You don't look like a fatty.
Oh, I have fat bones.
I'm 16 stone 11.
That's a lot of stone.
Yeah.
When I was drinking, I was 16.4 stone, and when I stopped drinking, I went down to like 13. So it is possible to lose some weight.
Why did you stop drinking?
How did I stop drinking?
Why? Not how. It's easy. You just stop.
Yeah,
right?
you just stop.
Don't put it in your mouth. But why?
Why? Well, I think I had a psychotic break. And I just went crazy. That's the only rational reason to stop, right?
Yeah.
Do you put any other drugs in your body now?
Cannabis occasionally, but I've stopped doing that as well. So now I just put ice cream in my body. That's a pretty good substitute. Loads of it, as much as I can eat. I'll have several cones, several cones worth.
Mm-hmm. And it don't make you fat.
It does. Yeah, it does. Mm. So, life is not worth living if there's not something you can enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. If there needs to be some sort of pleasure device.
And they all make you fat, so.
Yeah.
Not the prostate massages.
Oh. You're right.
Those are pleasure devices. They don't make you fat. You just stick them up your bum, pull them out. No calories. Just orgasms, hands-free.
So the thing about prostate
that in the
massages,
reviews, though, calorie-free.
Calorie-free, yeah. You don't get 0-calorie prostate massage, Don't trust those other fatter prostate massages.
No. Well, maybe we should play one more track. We have about 10 minutes left.
Right.
It's hard. It's so hard for me to choose. But because we've been talking about it, why don't I play some of I'm an Obese Alcoholic?
Right.
This is off, of course, the album Broken, which is available on Bandcamp.
Right.
And I'm going to put the link to the Bandcamp in the subscription. I've bought the album immediately upon hearing it.
Thank you.
And here is I'm an Obese Alcoholic by Jim E. Brown. Wow. I love the delivery, especially on the last part, the way your voice sounds. I'm really a big fan of this album.
Thank you.
I really love your vocal style.
Thank you. And I thank you for purchasing it. It was reasonably priced, £7. Because my other albums, my first album is £250, and then my meditation album is £1,000. So Broken is an affordable album for beginners.
For Jimmy beginners, as we call them.
Now, my next release will be pretty soon, and I don't know what kind of amount to charge. Do you have advice?
Well, is it going to be about your mother, as you were alluding to, or is it going to be a different type of I feel like the content should regulate the price, you know.
Well, we'll have the song I mentioned about eating chicken bones and the shards coming out in your feces.
Right.
Might have a song about mother's mouth.
Right.
The whole album certainly will not be about me mother. I'm working on a song about writing sex doll pieces for Fabio.
Right, yeah. So it seems like it's about your relationship with women in general. It sounds like Fabio, who is, he sounds like a person who is very attractive to women. I don't know what it is about him.
Think so, yeah. He wrote guides about how to kind of last longer in bed. He has a €95 PDF you can purchase.
Okay, that's great.
So I think he's real experienced playboy type,
Yeah. So I think you gotta hit him with the lady number, and what's the number that symbolizes ladies the most is what you got to really
5,
think.
Because it's the Roman numeral V.
Okay.
Oh, right.
For a vaginal cavity. That's a little What about 50? Because that's like a V and an asshole. Which is, that's like the complete picture you're getting.
I like that. I think, 50, well, £7, the people that do pay that for a digital release, people often don't pay £250 or £1,000 for a digital release. Maybe they would pay 50. And now with the NFTs, it's normal to just pay outrageous prices for nothing, right? So
right, yeah, because you might hit it big, with your thing. I think that have you considered doing NFTs?
Not really, because I'm not really a computer wizard,
Okay.
I did make a VHS tape of my live show, and we did sell that for £300.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And, that's a limited market of people that still have VHSs.
Right.
How many of those did you sell?
Just one.
No, but it probably paid for itself, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
So, do you plan to release any more VHSs in the future?
It really depends on my mood, doesn't it? Because it just changes day to day,
Because of the alcoholism.
Right, yeah.
Well, I think we can all learn a lot from that, I think there's a lot of psychological piety in that,
Right.
of committing to that.
Right.
That's what I admire about you, Jim. You're very committed. You're very not only is the obese alcoholism, you talk about it, but you're also committed to it.
Right.
It's part of the journey.
There's no shame, is there? No.
Yeah.
Not really.
No, you can't have shame when you're communing with an audience.
Right.
Other themes, about women I've heard. So you have your song about peas.
Right.
Yeah, and that seemed like a formative sexual experience. Can you tell the audience about that?
Right. Well, that song was called Jimmy Brown, Eat Your Peas, and it's about how my mum used to always make me eat my peas, but I didn't like the taste of the peas. And then when I come to grow up, I met a gal called Mildred, who I dated, and she also made me eat peas, and I just kind of realized maybe it was because my mum was so into peas that's why I was attracted to this woman who I otherwise found, foul and disgusting.
Because she had the peas going on,
Right.
mushy peas too.
Right.
And if she's made of the mushy peas, she is the proverbial boneless woman you're talking about.
Right. I've never met a woman made from mushy peas, but, maybe. I mean, one story I tell about Mildred, she died in a car crash that kind of really ended our relationship. And, she flew through the car. She was in the car on the M60 and a lorry hit her. She flew. And she landed very auspiciously on the side of the road onto a mattress that was very auspiciously there, but it was an extremely buoyant mattress, and she just bounced right back off. The same lorry hit her, smashed her skull into millions of bits. They took her to Withington Hospital to try to glue together her skull, but it was just too many bits, and they couldn't figure out how to get it back together, and that was really the end.
Like one of those 2,400-piece puzzles.
Yeah. It's bone shards again. Once again, bone shards come up in your life.
Bookending our podcast, because we've reached the end of our program. Jim, is there anything that you'd like to plug on the show? I will put all of your links in the description for people to click on, of course.
The link should be good, but just tell your listeners, if they don't hear this, just make sure to reach out to them one by one and just say, look, he needs money, give him something. And that could be in the form of purchasing a shirt or a book, and please do send me your addresses, and I'd like to send you a book.
Absolutely.